everyone, and welcome to Club 3, episode 26 of Rolling in the Isles, an FM20 British Isles Journeyman series with me, the United City FM. Well, the wheels have fallen off a little bit. Derby County in the Premier League, first time in the Premier League this season, and we started so magnificently well, but the last few matches have been really very hard to get anything out of, and we haven't got anything out of them, and so it means that we've had a little bit of a dip. We're currently sitting in 13th on 22 points, which in the big picture is amazing because we are scheduled to finish bottom of the table and get relegated in theory from the season preview. So it is going great in that sense, but most recently the games haven't been going our way, and you can see that we've been on a bit of a losing streak. 5 games in a row against the likes of Newcastle, Burnley, Palace, Everton and Chelsea. We got a couple of goals but conceded bucket loads in that time, a couple of threes in there, so you can see things haven't gone particularly well. So it's time for a little bit of a change up, and that's going to happen in 2 ways that I'll talk to you about in a minute. We're playing Villa today. And you can see that Villa are sitting bottom of the table, so it gives us a perfect opportunity to try something out and see if we can get something from this particular game against one of the weaker sides in the division currently. And you can see that we need the points because coming up in the next sort of month of the game in January, we play Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, along with some others as well. So it's not going to get any easier as we move into January. But today, as I say, is about Villa and doing something a little bit different to try and arrest this slide in form that we've had. We've got a few injury issues, couple of other bits and pieces happening. So if we go to the tactics page and look in this bottom right-hand corner, you can see that Gilbert is out and Vera is out and Ida is out, all through injuries of varying lengths. Ida is out for the next couple of days. Vera is out for the next few days. Gilbert is out for the next 2 months. That's a real blow at right back, so we're going to have to rearrange that slightly. There's a couple of other issues in terms of fitness and other bits. So what I decided to do today was, one, change our formation and our tactical style of play for this particular match and just see if we can get something out of surprising our opposition. Because they are bottom of the table, they're a good side to do this with. And 2, I'm rotating my side completely. So what I normally do in my setups for my squad is I find a way to build a squad that's got 2 complete 11s in it, and you rotate the 11s in and out here and there through the season, and it begins to build reputation. Not reputation, relationship, between the players. And this particular setup so far this season hasn't had too much of a chance to play, but I think is a perfect opportunity to give all the periphery guys a game in the Premier League, get some of their match fitness up. You can see that I've rotated them a little bit because their sharpness isn't particularly low. So what the intention is to get these guys some game time, take a risk, absolutely. It is always a risk to do this at this point in the season, but we're playing in the right game for it, and we're hopefully going to be able to do something good in terms of just finding a way to break the issues that we've had recently and come out the other end of it. So the team for today is going to be in our 4-2-3-1 Gegenpress style. Decker in goal, Matheson at right back, Cooper at left back, Portas and Burns in central defence, with May, Silas and Crowley in central midfield, McCowan on the right, Murray on the left and Audrin up top, with a bench of Story, Target, Joku, Sibley, Murphy, Knoll and Clark. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So I challenged the players to go and end this poor run of form today. It didn't get much of a response, particularly in terms of their body language at the beginning of the match, but hopefully it's something that we can build on as the game progresses. We're at home, which is another reason why I've done what I've done in terms of team selection and tactical style today, etc. And there's a good opportunity early on, but it went over the top from a header. But if we can just begin to show that we can play another style of football and potentially dominate some of the lesser lights in the division, then that adds another string to our bow, which is something that at this point we need. So we'd have a counter-attack style of game. We've had a controlled sort of possession-y type, wing play type of formation and structure. And now we've got the more attacking, pressing, Gegenpress style of play. So if we can make any of those 3 work, at least then we'd have options about how we play. And so far, so good, really. You can see that we've been dominant in terms of the opportunities that have been created. Well, we haven't quite had the quality up front to take them yet. But there's the press on the goalkeeper a little bit. He got out of it and went long down this left-hand side for Villa. So there are out balls for them, but we still maintain the press and the discipline. And let's see if we can win that ball back and put the pressure back on Aston Villa. And it's looking fairly good in terms of the energy levels, but Villa have maintained their discipline in their controlled possession sort of style in their central defensive area, but and they found a way out again down the left hand side, and that's something that we have to work on down our right hand side. But they've made it all the way through to the edge of the area and eventually have their shot on goal that goes wide. So it is possible for them to play through the press. Absolutely, of course it is. But we'll just have to see whether we get the chances and make it a significant chance at some point to take the points. A decent half chance there off a free kick for Aston Villa. Now is a chance for us again to build up from our own free kick. We've started on the right hand side, found its way into the box for Aldrin on the left hand side, back to Cooper. Cross comes into the far post, but it gets blocked by Villa and they counter attack us, and of course we were pressing them and pushing high up the pitch, and so therefore they had a bit more space to work in at that point. Got right the way through on goal, took a fairly long shot though, and the goalkeeper parries it out for a corner kick. Corner kick will come in from Roberts for Villa into the 6-yard box and over the top of the bar. Decker, the goalkeeper for today, manages to poke it over the top, which is a good piece of goalkeeping. Another corner comes into the near post, and again good hands by Decker, the reserve goalkeeper. He's playing quite well so far and doing his job nicely. You can see the match stats say it's quite even in terms of possession. We've had a few more shots than they have, but it's even on shots on target. But we've lacked a little bit of quality, and that's possibly about team selection and team cohesion and other bits and pieces. But it's just the chance that I had to take. We're 5 games in a losing streak. We're not looking particularly strong conditioning-wise for our starting 11 at the moment. There's lots of people chomping at the bit to get into this team and try and stake a claim to it. So now is the time to do it. I'm sure I will get criticised for doing wholesale changes, but that's just the choice I decided to make at the time, and I'm happy to go with that and accept the consequences of it, really. In the big scheme of things, as I say, we've got the issue that we should be finishing roughly on the bottom of the table, and currently we're not. So in the big scheme, we're doing fine this season. But these are the games, obviously, that we do need to take points from, and we need to find a way to do that. So let's see if we can unlock them in this second half. I was quite positive in the team talk just to try and boost their morale a little bit, send them into the second half with a bit more energy about them. But it's Villa with the first opportunity, again down their left-hand side, that cut the ball back to the top of the penalty box and again go wide left. A bit of space to get the ball in, but they don't take it. They're taking their time. And it worked for them. Gray has picked up a goal, and that's really disappointing. So early in the second half, the first bit of the second half, you can see that they really took their time to build up their play down this left-hand side, found the opening, there's the space, put a reasonable cross in. They were fairly unchallenged on that header down, and then it was Gray with the ball at his feet, puts it past the goalkeeper. And we go 1-0 down, and that's not good. For a team set up as we currently are. I was hoping that we would desperately get the first opportunity at least to go up. So we're going to have to do something about this now. So McCowan will come off and Knoll will go on. We'll have to keep Matheson on for now just because he's our right-sided option now that Guilbert isn't around. Aldrin up top has picked a yellow card, got a 6.4. Clark can come in. Hasn't had an awful lot of chance for game time because he hasn't looked very good when he's been given it. And the last bit we're going to change is we're going to put... what are we going to do? We're going to put Sibley on for Crowley and just see whether he can do something as a option off the bench. It's going to be a tricky one to get something from, you would imagine now. But we've got to do something. So once these changes have gone through, and hopefully the goalkeeper stops that when he does, we're going to shout as well. We'll do a shout out to get creative. And then we're going to go more attacking wise in terms of our style of play and just hope that we can press them and get a draw from them. If we can't, I will hold my hands up and say it was a bit of a disaster today, but I kind of felt backed into a corner to change something and do something different and rotate the players. Ooh, we were unlucky on that far post, and rotate the players enough to keep people fit, because our starting 11 was starting to struggle and get injuries, and we lost. It was, one of those days. It didn't quite work out for me. A tough loss to take. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to leave that one and just move on from it, really. I'm not going to put any pressure on them. I knew that I was taking a chance. I was hopeful that we would be able to find a way to get the points against a poor performing Villa side, and we didn't quite manage it. We probably should have gone full strength, but the simple reality was I didn't feel I could, because full strength wasn't possible with the injury issues that we've got at the moment. So them's the breaks. Those are the choices you make. Criticise me all you like in the comments below. I'm sure you will. I'm sure I made loads of errors and things that you'd never have done, and that's all fine. That's what happens occasionally with Football Manager. But just at the moment, we are in a little bit of a slump, and we've got to find a way out of it before it becomes too bad, so we can try and stay above that relegation zone. So we've got January coming up. I might be able to do one or two things in the transfer window. We'll see. There's a little bit of money to play with. We might find that we can do something. I haven't got any particular plans for it at this moment, but we might be able to do something. And then in January, you can see we've got Barnsley, Arsenal, United, Bournemouth, Chelsea, Watford. I think what we'll come back for is we'll come back and play the Chelsea game. And hopefully, in the meantime, we'll be able to pick up a couple of points here and there, but it's going to be very, very difficult. If we go through January, through some of these games against Arsenal, United, Chelsea and the like, and then lose the other ones as well around it, we could be in some difficulty here. But come back to see what happens in the next episode for the Chelsea match. I'll also update you on anything that's happened in the January window to that point. But thanks for joining me for today. As I say, I'm sure I made loads of errors and loads of things you didn't like. I made my choices. I stand by them. It's fine. In the big picture scheme of things, Derby are doing pretty well in the Premier League. So let's see if we can turn this run around and get better in the second half of the season. Thanks for joining me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Click that like button if you haven't. Join me for the next episode. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.